Welcome to the Travel Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Aylin Blanco. I interview successful industry professionals and share my personal journey to becoming a travel agent. The show is for aspiring travel agents and travel professionals at every level. My mission is to uncover the universal keys to thrive in this business. Join me as I take a closer look into the life of a travel agent. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Travel Agent Podcast. Today, we have another amazing guest, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hey, everyone. My name is Chelsey Roney. I am the co-founder and COO of a company called Proxy. Proxy allows anyone, any individual, business, organization to go head over to our site and use our technology to create a customizable, brandable, interactive, embeddable map. So you can get to our site, create that map in under 10 minutes and share it out with whoever you need to, all within just a couple of minutes.
Awesome. So let's start from the beginning, because I always like to start to find out how these things come about.
Yeah.
So you are not a travel agent. However, you have a wonderful software that is incredibly helpful to travel professionals. So how did this all start?
Believe it or not, it all started as a neighborhood trick-or-treat map. So here's the story. My co-founder and longtime friend, we've been friends for about a decade, is in a neighborhood Facebook group. And it started the pandemic Halloween. And people, of course, parents were trying to figure out how to take their children trick-or-treating without coming in contact with COVID. And so people started a post that said, hey, if you're going to leave your candy outside for us to come pick up or deliver candy through a candy chute, add your address to this Facebook post. And hundreds of homes in her local neighborhood added their address to this Facebook post. But as a parent, we know that sounds really hard to use because you type in this address. You type in address number 1 and you're like, okay, cool, we'll walk over there. But then you type in address number 2, and that might be a 10-minute walk the other direction. And then house number 3 might be right by house number 1. So how do you organize that information and get through it? So she looked at this post and thought, this makes no sense at all. Now, she had some thoughts behind this because she actually was a member of the U.S. intelligence community, and she was actually producing geospatial tools for people in this community a couple years back. So when she saw these addresses being listed, she was like, we need a better way to do this. And so a better way to visualize this data. And so what she did was she cobbled together Google Forms to Google Sheets to Google My Maps to populate, to have people populate a map. Now, this map ended up going viral. So there were 2,300 points on the map here in the Seattle area, 500,000 views in 2 weeks. The map got to Good Morning America. It got to the local news. And my background is that I've built and sold a software business before, and I have had a couple of other businesses that I've grown and sold as well. And so whenever this map popped off, of course, we're friends anyway. So she just gives me a call and she's like, Chelsey, there is something going on here, right? There is no technology out there today in the marketplace that allows for crowdsourcing of maps, which is actually kind of a unique use case. If you think about it, you can have a crowdsourced map of good doctors for rare diseases. You can have a crowdsourced map of if you're a bird watcher, you could, mark up all your cool birds that you've spotted. Or if you're part of a running group, you could create a customized map for a trail and have people populate, where all they go running. Crowdsourceable maps was not a thing. And so that's what we ended up creating. And that was the story behind Proxy originally. But it's been growing and growing ever since then. We are a better alternative to really difficult to use trip planning tools and other mapping alternatives like Google My Maps. And so when you come to our site, perhaps as a travel agent in this case, you'll find a tool that is really user-friendly and one where you can map out all of your destinations by category, soon to be date and time. You can analyze where people are clicking and looking. So it's a great supplementary tool at this point for any location-based data that needs to be visualized, like a trip itinerary.
So we ran into each other, and we were just kind of brainstorming and realized how useful this could actually be.
Yeah.
So we have decided to partner. And she is helping us map out our fam to South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of walk me through the process.
So the process of creating a map is like this. And, this is how we created Proxy helped you create a map for this trip. But anyone can go and do the same process that I'll just verbally walk you through right now. You head to proxy.co, you click build a map. It's at the top right, so it's super simple. Alternatively, there is a map templates page, one that can be used as an area guide. That's a really good one for travel agents. So you can click area guide or build from a blank map. Once you click that, all you have to do is put in a couple of key pieces of info to get started. That's your map title. So in your case, it was like South Africa fam guide, I think, something like that. But you would choose the map title. You would put in your email address so that we can email you the private links to get to your map and edit it in the future. And then you would choose a map center. So in that case, it was South Africa. But, you can choose anywhere in the whole world as a map center. Once you click create, what happens is that a map appears on your screen right there. You don't have to go digging for it in your inbox. You don't have to go reference it somewhere else. It's all ready to go right there. And the creator experience for map admins is really similar to that of Canva. And I'm assuming you've been inside Canva and many of your, peers have also been inside Canva to build certain assets, but it's very similar. So on the left-hand side of the screen, what you'll see is a whole bunch of options for how you might customize your map. So there are customization drawers, if you will. So if you click on one of those customization features like edit map header, then that drawer will open up and you'll see a list of things that you can customize that relate to that topic. So for header, you could customize the color of the map header, the color of the text. You can put your logo in at the top right. Now, remember, our technology is a tool for people. So we want our maps to look like they belong in your site and that you built them just for, your digital assets. You can customize to look like your homepage. Anyway, you can put your logo in. And then there are dozens of other components that you can edit as well. Everything from the social sharing icon. So if you were to text the map to someone, it would have a picture of whatever you wanted to have in there. So it looks like very customized to you. To like the map background, you can change it to any colors that you wish. You can categorize the points however you like and also choose icons to go with those. And they're really cute and people are enjoying them. So, and then let me tell you about the map points. So you can add any detail you want to a map point. So for maybe you can kind of jump in where you see fit, but for a travel agent or a trip planner, you can go ahead and put in a point title. You can associate it with a date as of today. Soon you will be able to do that with a time as well. You can write in a description for that point. You can add in images to that point, which may or may not be important to you depending. If you choose not to add in your own images, you can import Google images, and that's as simple as the click of a button. So it'll still look beautiful. People can still see the place if you choose that route. And then you can put in a unique URL to every point. And I think that's really important for your group is that you can put in affiliate links there. So if you have booking links to excursions or to other things that you want your clients to book, then you could go ahead and put that link in there. And then when people check out, it would give you that credit. Now, another cool point to the map is that you can see who's clicking where. So you can see the map, total number of map views. You can see the top 10 most viewed map points. And soon we're going to open up other analytics so that you as a business owner can understand who's converting to what points, because we assume that's very important to you.
So this is a great option, especially for group trips, because you can send out all of this information prior to. There are so many times where there have been situations where maybe the information didn't get to you in a timely manner, or you have questions about a specific thing and someone's not available right away. So if all of that information is already plugged in and being able to see on the map, that cuts down on a lot of questions and everything else.
Oh, totally. And to that point, you can two things. You can share the map however you wish. So you can text it to people, you can email it, you can embed it on a website, like if you have a whole bunch of information in one place. So it's really easy to get out to your clients. And also you can make updates to the map as you go. So let's say like mid-trip, something changes in the itinerary or whatever happens, you can update that map to add a point, delete a point, edit a point, and all of the maps that people have access to will automatically update. So it's like real-time information sharing, if you will. And I don't know if you want me to highlight this point or not, but like people can collaborate on maps if you allow them to. And so you could have a group trip where people are adding spots they saw or, places they want to go along the way too.
So one of the things that I found extremely interesting about this is, especially for my fams, is that everyone has a different niche. So if you're going on the fam and you're specialized in honeymoons, or you specialize in weddings, or you specialize in family, we all are looking at different things at the same property. So if we're all collaborating on this map, you will be able to see, oh, so-and-so went and seen all these things for weddings. And so-and-so went to go see all these things that families can do. And it makes it incredibly easy and really, really cool, on top of your audience being able to follow along.
Yes, exactly. And you can do, okay, so this is a new feature I don't think you've even seen yet. It's a duplicate map feature. So as the map admin, you can click duplicate. So why that would be cool is like for instance, like you collect all this information on the fam trip, and then you click duplicate and you can put in your client's email address to the duplicated map, and you can highlight points that they would be interested in. Like it's a one-stop, like you create the base map and then you can edit it map after map after map. Like you don't have to recreate the whole thing. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I'm super excited about our collaboration, and
same here.
I can't wait to kind of put it in practice and kind of show you guys how awesome this can be for your clients. We're always looking for different ways to kind of differentiate ourselves from other business owners, and ways to make it easy to engage and attract our ideal client. Well, having a visual, people love visuals. And even though they may not be paying attention, nobody actually knows how to get around anymore. Everybody's using a map every day. We're all clicking,
totally. And we didn't explicitly say it, but on any map point, you can get directions to that map point. So people can use it in situ.
Right. So it's like they can follow you along. They can see how long it takes to get from one point to the other. They can see all the different things that you pin, because that's the other thing. So we go on these fams, we go on these trips, we send our clients on these trips, and they're like, oh my goodness, I found this amazing little hole in the wall. Right. And they're telling you this grandiose, amazing story about some food that you missed the last time you were there. You can actually have your clients tell you about these places and be able to, use that for yourself or for your other clients, so that they can have that amazing experience as well. So we are so excited about this.
And that's the power of Proxy, right? Like if you receive info from a client, then you go update that map point and you say this client recommended the, sushi at this restaurant, or that, XYZ at this place. And it's a really customized tool to stand out. Like no one's doing this. No one has customizable assets that people can interact with on the trip. So,
because I know that I get clients who are asking about adventure travel, and that is not my thing, right? But through these maps and through our networking and through just having this available, I can be like, oh, I know so-and-so. She just did itinerary for her clients, da 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 da.
Yeah.
And that way we can, because we talk a lot about in the industry, collaboration over competition.
So important.
And this particular software is going to make it a little bit easier, because that's what we're talking about in these groups. We're constantly, oh, have you been to such and such, and what did you think? Have you been to such and such, and what do you think? And now all that data can be on one map for the Travel Agent Podcast, right? Just for instance. And we can really collaborate with each other and help each other out, because we can't know everything. That's just, it's never going to happen.
No, but how cool is that to expose that local knowledge of like a specific spot in the world that, people are holding in these really cool, for instance, like, whenever you like see like a view that is really cool, you can mark that on a map because you can mark long locations. But this type of information is just held inside of people, and there's no way to expose it unless you give them a tool to like put it on a map. So we're just so thrilled to be able to support that.
And one of the things that I feel is so important is that people are wanting more experiential travel. This is what they want. And going to local restaurants, feeding into the local economy that has been hurt, has been devastated over the last 2.5 years. We're just being more helpful, really putting the dollars back to the people who need it and deserve it, because we're visiting, their space.
Yep. Absolutely. It's incredibly important.
So all of this information is going to be in the show notes and on the resource page of the Travel Agent Podcast. And if you're listening and you're excited about it, you can follow along in August when we are on our fan trip.
We're going to be having the greatest time mapping out your trip. We'll add points in real time. We're going to have it. It's going to be amazing. And if you do end up coming to Proxy and using it as well, I want to hear from you. It's a free product. It's a free tool. We just want to encourage map makers and expose local knowledge. So we'd love to promote you as well. If you, not you, but your audience as well. You too, but everyone listening, if you create a map, we would love to promote. So feel free to reach out.
Absolutely. So you will see a lot more of this partnership.
Yeah. Good.
In the Travel Agent Podcast community. So this information is going to be exclusive in the group. So if you're not in the group, sign up for the group so that you can kind of follow along.
Yep. Come find us.
Yay! Well, thank you so much again. And I'm so looking forward to all of the things that you're doing.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining the Travel Agent Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review. Visit thetravelagentpodcast.com for more information about today's episode and other travel agent resources. Be sure to tune in every Thursday for new episodes. Until next time, continue to build a travel business you love.